Idioms. They're an interesting part of language. They're not always self-evident with their meanings, and yet everyone uses them. Let's take a look at some of them and how they originated. Break a leg has several speculated origins, but for its mainly theatrical use, there's a superstition that for someone going on stage, wishing them good luck does the exact opposite. So the norm was to say something bad or insulting. Crocodile tears comes from the ancient myth that crocodiles shed tears for the victims they eat, either to lure them or to show insincere sorrow. In reality, crocodiles can shed tears, but nothing in the way that this idiom suggests, although it can lead to cute moments like this. Tying the knot is a part of many ancient marriage rituals that appear in many different cultures throughout history. Barking up the wrong tree comes from hunting with dogs, where they chased their prey and forced them to climb up trees. So, if their prey climbed a different tree, they were barking up the wrong tree. Fool's gold is the nickname given to pyrite because of its resemblance to the real thing, though it isn't as valuable. Cloud9's origins are quite cloudy, but the leading explanation is that there was a cloud atlas in 1896 that classified them into 10, where the 9th one is the big, fluffy cumulonimbus cloud. Wearing your heart on your sleeve comes from a medieval tradition where knights would wear a lady's name or token on the sleeve of their armor during tournaments. Shakespeare referenced this in Othello. Jumping the gun is from athletics, which is when someone sets off before the starting pistol gets fired. A number of idioms can also be attributed to the Bible. The writing is on the wall references the feast of Belshazzar in the book of Daniel. A disembodied hand mysteriously appears during the great feast, writing a message on the wall that nobody but Daniel can interpret. It was revealed to be a warning from God that foretells the fall of Babylon. Extending an olive branch comes from Noah and the flood in the Genesis. A dove delivered an olive branch to signify peace and indicate that the flood was over. Wolf in sheep's clothing comes from a saying from Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, where he used the imagery to describe false prophets. Kingdom come appears on the Lord's Prayer, signifying the kingdom of God that will come during the end of time. Elephant in the room comes from a Russian fable about a man who went to a museum and noticed everything but the elephant. White elephants in Southeast Asia, particularly Thailand, were thought to be holy and symbolic of royalty but were insanely expensive to upkeep. It was said that kings gave white elephants to courtiers they disliked. Stealing or being in the limelight references the way that theater stages used to be lit up. Calcium oxide, also known as quicklime or lime, would be heated to emit a glaring white light, making a spotlight. Red herring's origin is a little complicated. Drying and smoking a herring turns its flesh red. Its scent also becomes pungent. This lures hounds, training them to follow a trail. Being left high and dry references stranded ships that are left grounded during low tide. Bite the bullet comes from a time when anesthesia wasn't a thing yet. So soldiers, to deal with the pain, would be given bullets to clench in between their teeth during surgeries. Silver lining, first mentioned in the poem, plays on the imagery of the bright edges of a dark backlit cloud. Putting on a poker face is a way for players to bluff in the game. Being expressionless would make your opponents think differently about your hand. Were any of these surprising to you?